Good morning. This is Blanche Colazo, your SPI Farmer Administrator, and I'm here to show you how to add an account. The previous video talked about how to search using the master search bar to make sure that the account you're about to add does not exist. And we did find that it did not exist. So now we're going to go to the home key or the home tab, if you will. And when you click that home tab, if you're not already there, you will see the create new drop down. When you click that drop down, there is an account link here that takes you to the creation of page of creating an account. So the first thing it's going to ask you about is what type of record type. There are many record types for the account manager to be able to see whether they're doing a competitor or customer or distributor, prospect, supplier, or if it is a university, which is very rare. But I'm going to keep this by default. It will be on customer, and all you need to do is click continue. When you click continue, I'm going to hide the left sidebar for the moment. So when you click the continue button, what you'll get is your detail page of an account. You're on the edit side so that all the fields are open to you to populate. We ask that you populate any field that applies, anywhere you know you are knowledgeable of about this account. But mostly there are let's count four required fields when creating an account. The dollar value will always be defaulted to based on your user profile. And so Nicole is currency is in US dollars, so it's already populated. So here is the name, account name field. So you want to type in the legal name just the way you see it on the website, Pharma Laboratories. I believe it says LLC. And this is the account activity section. Um, if you don't know what this information should be, I think it's manufacturing and R&D, so I'm going to put it there, but you can type unknown. And then the market segment, okay, the market segment, and if you're not sure, I think it's the technical side of for this account, you can also put unknown. So I do know the phone number is important. If you know the phone number, you want to type that in. Type in the phone number that you can get from their website, or after talking with the customer, you'll have that information. So you want to put that information in. I actually know the fax number as well, so I'm going to put that in. And then, most important, it is important to put in the country. So if you know the country, put the country in, as it's going to help me populate this country field so that you can get a region on your record. And if you have time, go ahead and populate the same country here. But I'm just going to populate it down at the bottom. And then I'm going to put in the address, 3375. The address that I got from the website was Progress Drive. You can abbreviate or spell it out. I'm going to spell it out. And this particular place is in Salem, Pennsylvania. When you populate that, if the zip code is not highlighted, it will when you put in the city. So for some countries, they don't have a zip code, so it's not necessary. And so that'll be grayed out. So I'm putting in all the information that I know that can apply. If you know the industry is technology, industry could be anything. I think the industry field is highly important when describing an account. So it is important to populate that. And any other field that you might know. Okay. From this point on, I've just populated the required fields and some mandatory fields. I'm going to say that this is a customer. I don't know whether they're a prospect or not. At this point, I don't know, but I'm going to save. And so that's how to create an account. So now you have an account, and the account's been added, and because you created it, you own it. It will put in, you'll see the address information's been populated. It will have a standard create date, when you created, the date and time, and then all the correlating objects will flow with it. Okay. So the next thing on this clip is how to add the contact. So we know that a contact, you're affiliated with a contact for every inquiry. So you want to put in that contact. Do all of this before you do the call report. Put the contact in, make sure that the contact exists. Okay, so at the account level, if you hover over these hover links, these are called hover links. So when you hover over them, they pop up and then you can quickly go to that information. So I'm going to hover, but if I click it, it's going to take me to the bottom where the information is. Remember, I said that the account information is here, and below that are called related lists. Any information that's related to the account. So we're going to go to the contact and create new contact. Okay, create new contact. You'll see that the account carried over and the address carried over, as well as the phone number. If the phone number is different, this is where you would make the changes to that phone number. I don't know this contact's email address, so I'm going to fake the email address. But we definitely want to change that when we know what that is. So I'm going to put in the CEO of this company, and that's Mr. Sparrow. He is a PhD. I'm sorry, last name is required, and that's where the last name should go. So I did that wrong. So this comes out. And then his title is Chairman and CEO. I'm going to say that this is a technical company, not technical transference. So I'm going to say manufacturing, technical information. I'm going to put in a fake email address, and so Nicole knows that that's fake. I'm going to add a comment. Just to say this is a fake email. Okay, just for testing purposes. So, but you can put in any information that applies here, okay? If you're working with a TDM manager, check that box. You're working with anybody on the T and D side, check that box, and then I will take care of the rest. Click Save. This would be an active customer, and because it is active, the checkbox is automatically checked. Okay, so here's your contact now. Contact has been created, and it too comes with its own related lists. Okay, it also has hover links that are different than the hover links, somewhat different than the hover links on the account. All right, so here you'll see open activities and activity histories. Okay, and it is this place where you would put some information about the contact or what you're about to do. All right, so my next clip is going to talk about how to look at and, add an opportunity, or how to look at and add activities, tasks, and events. All right, so before I leave, you know that you can get to the account from this contact page by clicking into the account. It takes you to the account detail page. Now you see that you have a contact, and then you can add more contacts by just clicking that. I do have another person that I'm going to add in. His name is Moore. First name is not required, but we want to make sure that the full name is there. Mr. Moore is the Senior Vice President and Sales and Marketing. Right? I'm going to say manufacturing, technical information. You see the phone number carries over. And again, I'm going to make up the email address. and say this is a fake. Okay, I'm going to say that. The address information carries over, but then again, if it is different, you would override that and type that in and save the record. So now when I go to the account, I see when I look at the hover links that I have two contacts. All right. Populated it with the title, the email address, which is highly important. It is required, as well as the phone number. Make sure the phone numbers are different if they're different for both contacts. And that's the way to add an account, and the contacts that are associated with that account, you will see them as they will build here. All right. Thank you.